All praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. And this is going to be a lesson on the type of women from Micah chapter 7 and verse 10, man, and going into how they're the kind of women that are going to be jealous at the raising in hierarchy of the men of the Lord, man. They're going to be jealous and envious, real sour-faced about the men of the Lord being raised up in the standing of this world, man. They're going to come in the spirit of Haman, right? Because a certain sunglasses Kango wearing, cap wearing demon, lasagna eating demon, right? He was real envious and sour when that brother defended himself against that person that potentially he thought had a real gun, and he defended himself and absolutely obliterated that filthy heathen and got him out of his grill, right? He made sure to make a video trying to diminish what he did. We're like, okay, he defended himself and he's got the right to do that, but he's a racist and he's still preaching hate. That's the kind of things he was saying, man. Couldn't handle him because he was sour that he saw that guy in Hodge Twins, people Hodge Twins doing videos of him, Willie D doing videos of him, seeing all these different kind of people doing videos on it, seeing him on World Star, and nobody was saying that he was wrong for doing what he did. Everyone was on his side, most of the people on the comment board. And that was the last thing that a guy like that wants to see. Because his whole life's work since he ever heard about the Israelites has been to try and drive us into the ground and make us be in the mud. He wants us as the mire of the streets. Right? Now, anyway, this is Micah chapter 7 and verse 10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it. And shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. And this is what a lot of these women that really are still gonna like don't care about the Lord of Yahweh, about the Lord, right? They didn't care. When they heard men saying, you know what, the days are gonna come where you women ain't gonna be able to just talk and run your mouths like how you're running them now, you know. The days are gonna come where you ain't gonna be able to just have men running around, rushing around, willing to pay for your whole life, chasing your battery crease as if the fountain of youth comes out of there. They didn't believe it. They was like, yeah, right. And they'd open up their phone on their Instagram account, on their Facebook account, on their Snapchat. They'd open up all their social medias and they'd be like, I don't know what this guy's talking about. Scroll, 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 scroll. This guy wants it. This guy wants it. Scroll, scroll, scroll. This guy's a celebrity. He wants it. I don't know what this guy's talking about. And just to prove that this guy don't know what he's talking about, I'm going to send them all the same monotone, basic level message. Hey, Hey, that's all I'm gonna send them, right? And I'm just gonna wait and stand back from my woman throne and watch the attention roll in. And then you know what? It did roll in, but eventually they're starting to realize it's not rolling in the way it used to, and the social media way that they get treated versus the real interactions that they face in real life don't match the same. So they can get as much attention as they want online, but then when they go out in public, they're realizing that they're seeing women that are getting attention from men in real life, not just on no online of yo, what's up, babes? I'll take you out on a date. Did the date ever happen? Okay, he's giving you attention online. Did it ever happen though? And a lot of you women are starting to realize that the online life versus the real life ain't the same. And I've been saying this in a couple of videos that there's this thing that they have in this society called cuffing season, which begins like September and ends in around February when you look it up, man. And this is an official thing that they kind of trying to, and well, an unofficial, official thing, man. And it's where women, when it starts getting to around so-called winter, so-called Christmas, right? That Christmas season, which really the Christmas season thing is already really happening right now. It's really from November 1st to about like the first or second week of January that this so-called Christmas season thing goes on for. It's really like a two months plus length time. But when it gets to around that time, the last thing they want to do is not have a boyfriend or not have a man with them, because how else they're gonna get presents? How else they're gonna compete with other women to try and see who's the highest hierarchy woman? Because as much as these women run their mouth and say whatever they want to say, the end result of whether they think that they're actually a woman worth anything is whether they have a man or not. That's actually a man that other women want. That's the overall game that they all play with each other from what I see. As much as they run their mouth about how much money they make, they're still always wanting a man that's going to buy them something and spend his money. And they want their money to be a thing that's, okay, they have money that exists, but it's not needed for anything at all for the most part. That's what they, even if they don't say it in this world, that's what they really think. Which then, if that's the case, then okay, I got a solution for that. Every single woman, stay your ass at home, and all the jobs that you women have that a man could do, the man should do the job. A man should do the job that you've got. Because all that's happening then is that all that money is just being wasted on you going to get a BBL or going to get some stupid cosmetic surgery that you don't need, or some stupid cosmetic surgery that's going to make you be more arrogant and act like you actually look like that when you don't look like that. You don't look like that for real, right? And if that makeup got washed off your face and that fat got put back where it originated, yeah, that fat ass is really your stomach. So hey, Salakia, if the cosmetic surgeon came back and was like, "Oh, I heard you've been getting arrogant, so you know what? Just drained all that fat out of her damn belly, out of her batty crease now, and stuffed it back in that gutteritis that she's got going on. Now all of a sudden you ain't gonna be as proud now, are you? Now all of a sudden them jeans are gonna be hanging up, feeling a lot more loose, right? You know what I mean? And now you're gonna have to go to the gym and do some squats, mate. If we're gonna start coming with it like that, then if we're gonna like women wearing that, yeah, is the same as if men could just have a fake bank card, man, a fake bank card, and then they put it in the bank, and it just always shows 1 million. And then women are just like, oh wow, 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 oh wow, he's a millionaire, and the man knows for damn sure he ain't, but it looks like he is though, innit? And he got a fake chain on. It looks like a real chain. Like I remember when I had this watch, man. I got this watch before one time from in Birmingham Bullring City Centre and that, and the watch was £10, man, but it looked like it was worth a hell of a lot more than that. And I was like a late age teenager, like 18 or 19 or something like that. And the way how people was looking when I had that watch, and it was completely disgusting, bro. I still remember that to this day. Like, it was truly sickening, man. And I got drunk one of them times when I had that watch, and somebody robbed the watch off my wrist. That's how drunk I was, which goes into how you're not supposed to be on that binge drinking spirit, man. That's off. But when I was drunk, somebody stole my watch off my wrist, and I don't know who it was. It could have been a so-called friend in the world that done it. And when I think back on that story, it could have been a so-called friend in the world. Could have been anyone. Could have been some stupid harlot that stole it off my wrist. I don't know who the hell done that, man. But all I know is that it happened, though. Because they thought that it was worth something. So how much more when people actually really have things of worth, man? Which is why the scriptures go into how don't lay up your treasures on earth, man. Lay them up in heaven, where people can't steal them. You people can't steal our place in the new covenant if that's what we've been prophesied to receive. But anyway, back to Micah chapter 7 and verse 10. Then she that is my enemy shall see, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where's Yahweh thy power? All these men that didn't believe, they was gassed up. These men are saying that we ain't going to be this and we ain't going to be that. Yeah, whatever. I know I'm fine. That's how they do everything. I know I'm fine. I know I'm cute. I know what you talking about. In fact, I'm going to prove it right now. I'm going to go to the club, yeah, with no money in my pocket, no money in my purse, no bank card, and watch me not have to pay for nothing. And at the beginner end, when they thought about this stuff, they was actually getting that experience. But now, it's not looking the same. Now the men are starting to be like, yo, what's up with you? What you bringing? Yo, what you saying on what you bringing to things, man? No, I ain't buying you a drink. You better buy me a drink. No, I ain't going to that stupid ass singles event. No, I don't want to go. In fact, I ain't going to the club in general. I'd rather go to the gym and lift some weights and get my health together and save my £400 or £500 that I would have wasted. My $400 or $500, my $25,000 that some of these men spend in these clubs. I'ma save it. In fact, I'm gonna spend it. I'm gonna take that 25 and try and do a business deal with this other guy and try and double that. And they're deciding to cast you in a way and be like, to hell with y'all, man. And y'all are starting to feel it. That's why you're complaining. Oh, there ain't no real men anymore. There ain't no. Where's the real women though? And it's these kind of women that are going to be the women that are mentioned in Micah 7 and 10. Then she that is mine enemy. They hate our, like, let's make no delusions about this. The Israelite woman has made it very clear that she hates you. Like, she's openly said in certain cases that she's a misandrist. Now, this isn't all Israelite women, but a large majority, so much of them, to the point where it's like made me say this, have they feel this way, man. They hate the Israelite man, right? They think that they're a separate thing, a separate entity from being what we are. They don't believe that whatever a so-called black man is, that's what they are, but just the female version. They think there's something completely separate. So let's say, which we're not, by the way, but let's say that we're black. The so-called black woman does not believe that she's a black woman. She believes that she's something separate from us entirely. And let's say, which we are this, we're Israelites. The so-called black woman doesn't believe that she's an Israelite woman. She believes that she's something completely separate from us in general. And there's some similarities, but really the end destination of what she's trying to be and what we're trying to be are completely different. That's what she believes. And she's been a hindrance on us getting to the kingdom. She don't care for the kingdom of heaven, really. The women don't really care about the kingdom of heaven being established as much as the men do. The men really care about the kingdom of heaven being established because we're losing out on a lot more from not being in charge than they are. They can somewhat try and get the kind of things that they desire, even in the kingdom, in this society now. Some of them, they can get some small, much lesser version of it. You know what I mean? But we as men on this earth, we can't get the things that we're hoping to receive in the kingdom of heaven right now. We can't. I guess if you want to say you can get respect and women and all these things, okay, I guess you can. But the women, the the quality of women is not the same as it's going to be in the kingdom. It's not the same, man. It's just not the same, right? Mine eyes shall behold her. So the men that have been disrespected in this world are going to see the women that disrespected them, right? Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. That don't mean that the man that's seen them is going to do it. That don't mean that the man of Yahweh Shem El Shai is going to do he's just going to reject her and witness her destruction, right? You disrespected this man when you thought that you knew what was going on. Back when the kingdom was a lot further away, you was like, whatever, yeah, of course, sure, yeah, sure, yeah, a so-called black man called Yahweh Shai is going to come back in UFOs and save you from this captivity. Yeah, of course he is. Yeah, sure, of course, yeah, right. Let me know when it happens, yeah, and put it on Insta. That's the kind of mentality these women had. Oh yeah, of course he's going to, yeah, of course. And then they'll be watching in after a year's gone by. Yeah, it ain't happened yet. And it ain't gonna happen. You can wait another 10 years, it still ain't gonna happen. You can wait another 15 years, another 20 years, it still ain't gonna happen. That's what these women thought, man. But as it's starting to get closer and closer now, and now that these EBT things and these female things that they used to enjoy, the teats that they used to lament that they used to have that they're now lamenting for, as these things are starting to be torn away, now they're trying to come humble with it, but the humility is fake. The humility is not real. Now, how do I know that the humility is not real? Well, through prophecy, right? Because a lot of these women that are saying, oh, I need a man now, they're saying they need a man because they want that man still. They still have the mentality that this man is supposed to pay for their whole life. Here it is, so much financial things and so much financial stress is taking place in this society in general that these women are still thinking, I don't want to have to miss out and downsize on anything that I used to enjoy. I need a man now because I can't pay for these things myself. I need a man now to start paying for all the things that I used to do. They're still not thinking, I want to be with a man to help him because I see he's going places. They're thinking, I want a man so that he can pay for the things that I can't pay for myself right now. So all the nails, all the hair, all the restaurants that I want to go to, he's going to pay for them now. And he's supposed to be honored that now that that's disposable income that he once had, is no longer going to be disposable income, and it's going to be spent on me. And all he's going to get from me is the same thing that everybody else got. That funky ass used up hole that I've been giving around out here. Oh, I didn't want to get arrested. Here, have some of this. Or I wanted to have my favorite song played in the night. Oh, here, have some of this. I couldn't get in the nightclub and I wanted to get in the nightclub. Oh, here, have some of this. I didn't want to pay for an Uber. Here, have some of this. I didn't want to pay for an Uber Eats. Or here, have some of this. I didn't want to pay for a Just Eats or a Deliveroo. Here, have some of this. I wanted a Dixie chicken or a Morley's. Here, have some of this. Like, and you might think it's that, nah, that's a bit extreme. No, these are the kind of things that some of these women do. Oh, he had a nice ponytail. Here we go. Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt, mate. That's what some of the things that these women that are going to be coming fake humble have been doing in a lifetime. And then they're going to expect that they can get now access to a man that is going to be in charge of a part of the rulership of a kingdom that is going to last forever. The nerve. They wouldn't dare try and do that with the men in the top position of this society now. But they'll try and do it to you because they really still don't respect it, man. Some of these women that are trying to come fake humble now, oh, come on, Mr. 50-50 and all that they're talking. Oh, come on, Mr. 50-50. Oh, I need a man because I can't afford these bills right now. Oh, so you think that that man's a bank account for you, yeah? You don't think that that man might have his own financial pressures that he needs to deal with. You just think that you're supposed to lounge around that guy now and just he's supposed to pay for everything for you. Why? As if he's just trying to have disposable income to pay for everything that you've got going on. He might have his own things that he's got going on, man. He might have his own personal financial things that he's hoping to have disposable income to do for himself without you. And that's what a lot of you women are going to experience. You're going to realize that men are going to be like, no, I ain't with it, man. I ain't on that. No, I don't want to date you. And I've heard some of the dreams that brothers have said that they had, where women have tried to run upon them and they're like, nah, I don't want it. I can't afford you, remember? I can't afford you, remember? So, and this is going to be the things that these women are going to experience. Nah, I ain't got enough money. And that's how I can tell that the humility that these women are trying to show right now is not real, because Isaiah 4:1 says this, and in that day, in what day? In a day where the women are going to be sitting on the ground desolate, right? And mourning. And that their men that previously they was able to usurp and have power over have fell by the sword in a mighty and men in the war, right? As it says in Isaiah 3, and which I might as well read it. Isaiah chapter 3 verse 26. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war, and her gates shall lament. All of her specialized openings and ways are going to lament and mourn. The way where she's able to finesse a man because she thinks she's pretty, that's going to be gone. The way how she's going to try and set up a cash app and talk about, don't talk to me if you ain't paying my cash app. The way how she's walking on the street or she's in a grocery store and a man try to holler at her and she's talking about, how is he going to try to holler at me knowing that I'm in the shopping store and he ain't trying to buy my groceries, huh? Who you talking to? Who do you think you are? And that's the kind of arrogance, the same kind of arrogance that you've been dished out is the kind of arrogance that you're going to receive, because Yahweh don't deal with an unfair balance. So the same arrogance you women pushed out there, men are going to give you. And when you women start deciding to sell it, right, a lot of men are going to buy it, but they're going to buy it. And they're going to dash them 20. Yo, hey, I can see it now, bro. The man's going to finish, dash them them funky ass 20s or them funky ass $100 down on the table and be like, there you go, man. It might bounce off your forehead, man. And you women ain't going to have no choice but to take that money that bounced off your head and still put it in your pocket, man. You know how demoralizing that would be? If some guy that you used to think was not worth nothing and was talking about he only spent he better have to spend at least $500 to take me on a date to get some. Now he's threw $20 bills down or two 20-pound notes down and one of them bounced off your face. And he got way more than he would have got from that £500 date without having to even like do anything, have any kind of charisma. You know how demoralizing that's going to be for you women. But you didn't consider how demoralizing it was to men some of the things that you said. And a lot of you are going to be made to face a dark time, man. Now, we ain't saying hoping for this as men, like we're just so desperate to see women get broke up down here, but it's part of prophecy. Us seeing this happen, we're gonna know, okay, the kingdom's closer because these men are getting humbled, man. Right? And a gate shall lament and mourn, verse 26, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. And I think that that's gonna be a literal thing that we're gonna see some of you women do, man. Just sitting on the ground, crying, bawling out eye water, man. You've got that meme where that Israelite Jake, that Jake guy, man, when his son said, and like his son hadn't seen him for ages, and he said, somewhere, I know deep in my heart, somewhere, I still love you, to his dad and that. And his dad went, nah, crying crazy as hell. Like he'd never cried before in his life, with true pain in his mind, in his heart, man. That guy was in some pain when his son said that to him. That was happiness and sadness all mixed in one. That's the kind of thing that you women are going to experience, man. You're going to, nah, because you're going to remember all the men that you screwed over. And you're going to know that the way how these men are treating you, you deserve it too. You're going to know, I deserve to be treated like this. You're not going to be like, oh, I can't believe he's talking. You're going to know you deserve it. You're going to know you deserve really worse than that. And when no one wants to help you, you're going to remember all the men you screwed over. You're going to remember where there was a guy that might have had a decent job, like just above average salary, right? Average salary and that, yeah. And he was going to take you out, and he cancelled it to go out with a drug dealer. A drug dealer with a skin fade and a ponytail dreads. Yeah, you women are going to remember when you had a boyfriend, a man that decided to take you out to the nightclub because he really believed that you was a genuine woman that just wanted to go to the nightclub to dance. Not because you wanted to see the ballers in the nightclub and start shaking your batty on the next nigga right in front of his face. Right? No, he really believed sincerely that you was just a nice woman that wanted to go to the nightclub, and he was like, oh, I'll take my girlfriend out to dance, and it's just going to be us two dancing. And then the next thing you know, he turns around and you're twerking it off, swinging it around like you think you're Sierra out here on the next nigga that might be a few centimeters taller than him. And he's like, what the hell is this? We're going to remember that you did that to a man? You're going to remember that you did that? You're really going to remember that you did these things, man? And just like how you thought when you got told, oh, so you're saying I have to like him even if I don't like him? No, you don't have to. If you don't like a man, you do not have to be with him. You don't owe him anything. Absolutely, sweetheart. Okay. And when these men say the same thing to you, they don't owe you nothing neither. So just like how you understand that you don't owe that man nothing, he ain't your daddy, he ain't your husband, right? He ain't nothing to you, you don't know him. You don't owe him no kind of civilian respect. When all hell breaks loose, he don't owe you nothing. You ain't his mom, you ain't his sister, you ain't his daughter, you ain't his wife. He don't owe you nothing, right? And in that day, then she is not a man, and we shall see. You're gonna see that you realize, oh shit, and you're gonna cry. I remember one Jake told me before, man. He told me, oh, one woman that he used to date and that she screwed him over, and then he hadn't seen her for ages, and then he ended up having a daughter later on, right? And then he was just walking through the street one of the days, and then he seen that woman that left him to go be with the next guy, and he seen her after that relationship was all broken up and all that, and she's seen him with his daughter, right? And he said that she burst in tears and ran away. You understand? He said that she'd seen him with his daughter, burst in tears and ran away. And you want to know why she did that? Why she would have did that? I'm thinking about it right now. Because she knew in her heart that that could have been her daughter. Had she have stayed with that guy, that could have been her daughter. And a lot of these women, these Micah 7 and 10 women, are gonna see and gonna be trodden down as a mire of the streets. They're gonna see that man in a position where he's getting respect from women that look way better than them and are way more humble and meek than them. And they're going to be sour in the heart because they're going to be like, damn, one of those women could have been me. I could have been one of those women. I could have been there next to that guy, but when I had the chance, I couldn't shut my mouth. Because they already experienced that kind of stuff now in their world where a man, they didn't believe his dream. He thought he was going to be a football player, let's say, Or he thought, I'm gonna start my own electrician's business. And she was like, it ain't happened yet. I don't believe that. And then later on, when he gets to the goal, now she wants to try and know him again. Nah, bounce. Get out of my face. That's how these men are gonna be. Now, because women through social media and all these things are able to pretend like that's not gonna happen, they're still arrogant, man. But when physical things start happening in the world, that arrogance is going to slowly deteriorate. And one of the physical things that took place is that EBT thing, man. That's one of the major things that's showing these women across the world that, oh, it can get a different way. It can get like that. The comfort that you thought you just had can be changed easily. And back to this script prophecy here, Isaiah 4:1, that shows that these women are not truly humble, is that they're still coming to the men, talking, asking for what they want. They're not saying they want to be with the man just for that only. I want to be with the man for being with the man. They're still coming on that. I want to be with a man so that he can buy me something. Because there's some of these women that are not affected by none of this EBT, by none of these financial things, and they're still thinking, I'm a single man, I'm going to do what I want. If I want to go to the club and shake it, what my mama gave me, I'm doing it. If I want to be scandaling it off with 5 men a week, I'm doing it. They're thinking, if I want to do 5 men at one go, I'm doing it, mate, and no one ain't telling me nothing, and I'm still worthy to get married after that. Yeah, I've been fighting for the last 400 years, for the last 20 years. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have been. And guess what? And I'm still wife material. that's what some of them think. Yeah, my body count's 755. Yeah, but I'm still wife material. What are you on about? I'm still wife material. In fact, I'm wife material, and I am the table. That's how some of them still think, man. I'm wife material, and I'm the table. Body's on T, face is on. That's how they talk, right? Face is on T, and they're grabbing grapes out of the air, doing that little index, that little pointer finger, and thumb rubbing thing that they do where they bam, bam, bam it, and that pop the balloon show shit that I've been seeing them do, man. Where they're rubbing their fingers. That's how they're thinking. It's just always gonna be the sunny life all the time, man. Like it's just hot girl summer every single month of the year. That's what they thought. And that's what some of them still think. They're like, oh, that's happening to those women, but that's them women. That ain't me. Them women are average. Like I'm finer than them women. What you on about? I'm a boss bitch. That's them women. That ain't gonna ever happen to me. What you on about? I'm around these rappers and basketball players all day. That could never happen to me. That could never happen. Have you seen how many followers I got on Insta? Have you seen me? Like, that could never happen to me. That's them women. Okay. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying we will eat our own bread. They're going to run the man down, grabbing his hand. Yo, please, mister. Please. I don't want nothing in return. Just let me go with you wherever you're going. And he's going to look at them and examine them, man. He might raise his chin a bit and just look at them like, yo, who are you, though? Yo, what are you under? Yo, back. He might snatch his hand back. Yo, back up, man. And here's the thing, as I'm saying this, I'm finding it quite amusing because I can picture a man saying this. I can picture any of these men that I see that are Hebrew Israelites saying these things to one of these women. And I can picture the look of shock on their face when they realize that he's not joking. He's not being flirty. He's not a flirting game where, oh, you got to be a bit of push and pull. You got to hold frame and not show the woman your true intents so that she can like you more. No, he means every word he's saying. He don't want you. It's not no game. It's not no bait and switch. He means it. Get away from him. He don't want you around. He's analyzed what kind of woman you are and you sicken him. Get away. Right? You know, let me use one of the terms that you women give. It's not giving. Right? When some of you women roll upon these men begging to be helped, they're going to look at you and be like, it's not giving, man. It's just not giving. Like, nah, man, you're just a demon. I can tell you're a demon. Back up, man. Go find some of these next geezers out here. You can't be around me. I don't want you anywhere around me. And the spirit's going to be so heavy with these men that you might just teleport them away so that you couldn't even know where they are, or just make them be invisible to your eyes. And you just don't know where they are, man, and they just walk away and you're still there. Huh? Where did you go? Huh? And they're really actually still physically there, gradually walking away further and further, but you can't see them. You don't know what kind of things are going to be happening, man. Even just with the actual earthly things that are going to be taking place, a lot of it's going to be too much for some of you men to bear. And that's why it makes sense to be humble now. Be humble now, man. And in that day, 7 women will take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So that's how we can tell that these women that are coming, talking all this, oh, I've realized that men are worthwhile now. No, you ain't. You still want the man to be paying for everything. Which I'm not saying that a man's not supposed to be paying for everything. I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying, why should they pay for you though? Why should they? And then according to the scriptures, when you read Proverbs 31, it don't speak anywhere in there about a man supposed to be just doing everything. So you women don't know, man. You women don't know. And they seem to know every scripture about what a man's supposed to do all the time as well. When it comes to what they're supposed to do, they ain't got no scriptures for that though, do they? And then they'll try and accuse a man of being broke because you don't want to pay for them. But even the men that have got money ain't paying for you. There's men out there that are millionaires, they own a couple of companies, they can go to everywhere they want to go in their city all the time, and they still ain't prepared to pay for your bills. They'll take you out on a date with him and treat you all right for when he's taking you there, but he ain't prepared to put you under his wing and make you be his woman. And some of these men will admit that. They'll be like, yeah, we're still what's the word? We're still frauds because we've got all the money to take care of some of these women, but we still ain't gonna do it though. So even though they've got the ability to take care of you, they're still choosing not to anyway. They ain't prepared to do 50, even 50. They ain't gonna do none. They'll pay for you. They might pay for everything that you're doing while you're with them, but when you leave, you going back to your house. You got the comedian Corey Holcomb that he always makes it known that he just be handing out you mean $200, and I don't think I gotta say what the $200 is for, man. And some people might think that he's joking. I personally don't think he's joking when he talks about that $200 that be given to you women out there. I don't think he's joking about that, personally. Right? But anyway, I just wanted to do a video on that, man. You men are not really truly humble. Right? You're not truly humble yet. And you Micah 7 and 10 women are jealous that the hierarchy of how women are looked at is beginning to change, and that the men's reputations are starting to be increased, and that the value of men is starting to be increased, man. You don't like it, but it's only going to keep getting worse. The value of women is going to go down, and the value of men is going to go up. And here's another point to quickly mention as well, right? Because this society has so been running up women's back crease, right? The children of a lot of you women out there worship the ground that you women walk on and treat their fathers like their fathers ain't nothing. And look at their and I'm on about even some of these men that have outgrew even technically being considered a child. They've grown up to, because you women lied, to look at their fathers like he wasn't nothing, like he was just some joke, waste of space. You raised up the child to hate him, right? And some of you men have got young children now that you've tried to do these kind of things with, playing games and all that, and you're able to look like you're a better parent because you can do certain things with your children because it's being backed financially by somebody else, right? But as society starts to form more and more, and the society is no longer based on who can allow their child to do the most folly, it's going to be about protection. A lot of you women are not going to be looked at like, oh, that's the parent I want to be around the most. The children are going to be desirous to be around their fathers. And there's a social experiment that some parents, I remember seeing the videos that some parents used to do on the internet where they would just stand right next, both parents would stand next to their child, and they would both just run away in opposite directions fast, like they're scared of something. And most of the time in those videos, the little child would always follow after which direction the dad ran into, knowing that the dad is the protector, right? Knowing that the dad's the protector, and that wherever the dad goes, he'll be a greater protector, man. And that's what's going to happen when all hell breaks loose. A lot of you men are going to be just too, like, they're a burden now, some of them. So how much more when all hell breaks loose is a burden going to be? How much of a burden is a woman going to be when all hell breaks loose, man? Like, imagine one man stumbling upon 5 women Even if they might be good women, they're kind-hearted and all that, that's a burden because that don't add much strength to his group. But if he stumbled upon 5 men of the Lord in that time, his group's increased in strength dramatically. That's a hell of a lot more strong of a group now. Whereas if a woman stumbled upon 5 men of the Lord, she's going to be thanking the lucky stars like, oh, wow, I'm safe now. If they accept me into their group, I'm safe. But he ain't going to be like, oh, I'm feel way more safer now that you're here. No, that's not going to happen, man. I'm going to end the video there. Like, a lot of these Micah 7 and 10 women don't even understand how bad their humility is going to be, man. They're humbling. And on that, I'm going to say shalom to the elect, shalom.